Mr. Adam Householder has earned his degree in Integrated Strategic Communication from the Edward R. Murrow College of Communication at Washington State University, Everett. He was selected by a committee of faculty, staff, and students who were impressed by his ability to motivate and inspire his peers with his life experiences. Please welcome our 2019 student speaker, Mr. Adam Householder.
Regent Carson, Chancellor Petrie, Dean Pinkleton, distinguished faculty, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. A short 14 years ago, I woke up in Baghdad, Iraq, boots on the ground, in the middle of a war I had no idea what I was doing in. Just 2 weeks after I had deployed, I stood outside of a phone hooch in the middle of a sandstorm waiting to call home. A few hours after waiting, I heard an unmistakable sound in the background, a cry. My first daughter, Sophia, had been born. From there, I spent the next year learning about some of the worst things that humanity has to offer. About a month after returning home, I lost the most important person in my life, my mom. It was my 22nd birthday. A month after that, I received an honorable discharge from the United States Army, and I was a civilian again. A recently returned war-torn veteran, a young kid who had just lost his mom, a brand new dad to a perfect one-year-old little girl. And to top it all off, I didn't have a job anymore, not even a resume. Thank you for your service was a statement that I grew to resent. It took a while to get right side up. It wasn't an easy deployment. But that's one thing that you learn, one foot in front of the other, day by day, step by step. You get better. You get stronger. Years later, after finding personal peace by working with traumatized dogs, while on paternity leave for my second daughter, Emerson, we call her Mercy, I decided I was done being defined by others. Terrified, but determined to achieve better opportunities than what I was being given, at 32 years old, I went back to school. Riddled with my own creeping self-doubts and internalized inadequacies, I felt unworthy of being in that space, higher education. I remember meeting for the first time with Kris Baier, the academic advisor at the time for WSU Everett, after Andy Wahl, one of my role models at Everett Community College, had connected us. I bought a suit just for my admissions appointment. Rejection was my biggest fear. However, during that meeting, Kris had informed me that I had been accepted. I walked out of that building beaming with pride, and then promptly wept in my car in the parking lot. I drove home listening to one of my mom's favorite songs, Bittersweet Symphony, which seems all too poetic now. It was important to her that I go to college. And before she passed away from cancer, she made me promise that I would. I think that was her way of trying to ensure that I'd be able to take care of myself. Because she knew that she wouldn't be there to help me back up in case I stumbled. Finally, I was fulfilling that promise. As my next chapter at WSU Everett began, I experienced not only a powerful transformation in my confidence and knowledge, but I began to feel a sense of esprit de corps that I hadn't felt in years. People I barely knew cared not just about my success, people I barely knew cared not just about my intellectual development, but my success as a person, and what the definition of success meant to me. It felt like I had found my tribe. More precisely, that my tribe had found me. Fragments of my mom working through my new family, emerging out of what had once felt like an abyss. If that year in Iraq had taught me about some of the worst things that humanity had to offer, and it did, then the 2 years I've spent at WSU has taught me about some of the best that humanity has to offer. In the process of learning, you always learn about yourself. You begin to see the world through the eyes of others, which, as it turns out, are your eyes. And those additional viewpoints offer truly clarifying and new perspectives. I've learned so much from so many of you sitting before and around me today. I've learned to get comfortable with being uncomfortable because growth is what happens there. To cherish the hard times because that is where character and strength are built. That bravery is not fearlessness. You cannot be brave without choosing to face your fears. I've learned that mistakes are some of the most valuable things that can happen to you. As someone once said, at the end of the day, mistakes are holy. Progress sometimes comes in some unexpected packages. And I've learned that if you feel that something is using you, you must find some way to use it, to make it take you to wherever it is that you want to go. And where you want to go, as it turns out, just might be to the great benefit of your community, your family. I couldn't have done any of this without the love of my family and the support of an incredible woman that I do not deserve. Luckily, she loved me back. She's the force that binds my broken pieces into a mosaic. To the class of 2019, it is my distinguished honor and privilege to have been on this incredible journey with you and to offer my heartfelt congratulations on your outstanding accomplishments. What a ride. Go Cougs. And happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Adam.